It was nearly noon. It felt like the pages of the bone book were sticking to my skin. I must have been in a hurry. I really don't want to die. Well, that's why you're in a hurry then, isn't it? I want to stay in this world. I don't want to leave this perfect world. I'm trying to do something because I don't want to die. I'm trying to live with all of my might. I'm trying to enjoy my life. For the first time I was spending my last day positively, without drinking wine until I was drunk. Maybe that's why she can never remember her death, because she's so drunk at the time she blanks out.
Hello, it's Ooishi. Sorry for the wait. I was getting ready to leave for Gifu Prefecture. I was going to browbeat them until they owned up to watching the case.
Gifu, you're talking about Takano's body.
Yeah, my colleagues are convinced that the body is Takano, but I'm still not satisfied. That's why I'm going there myself. If that body isn't Takano, this is going to be a whole different story. They can put out a search for her as a material witness, see. Fortunately, I have lots of connections in the Gifu Police Department. I'll go have a nice long talk with them.
Looked like Ooishi was proactively moving forward with the investigation. If that body really is Takano, that would be sad for her, but it would give me reason to trust the mountain dogs. If that's not Takano, they would tell me that she's part of this whole incident. No matter what the result is, it will give me some kind of hint. But only if I'm still alive. But really, it's unfortunate. Ooishi is leaving for Gifu. He can't be around to protect me. Ooishi, some stranger called me today. I don't know who it was, but he said he's one of the villagers.
He didn't tell you who he was. I see.
Is she going to, talk about, Oganogi and acting like he didn't say who he was then?
Please go on. What did he tell you?
He told me that someone's going to kill me. I mean, she's not wrong. That is what he said. He said they'd kill me tonight at the earliest. I mean, he didn't specify that, I think.
Is that true? I see. That's not outside the realm of possibility. I see. You have to leave soon, but I'll send some officers over there. I'll tell them to keep you safe. You're home right now, right? Do you have a cold or something? Just stay home and lock your doors and windows. I'll send someone over immediately.
At least Ooishi's taking her a bit seriously there. What's wrong, Ooishi-san? You'll be late for your appointment.
I just got a call from Rika. Someone got warned that she was going to be murdered.
Someone's trying to kill Rika. But why? I thought she was like the village mascot.
Might be a warning for contacting me about the incident in the village. I don't know if they're really trying to kill her, but she's just a young girl. I'm sure she's very frightened right now. Plus, if we lose her trust now, that might hurt our relationship in the future. 2 or 3 officers are enough, but please send them over at once. Also get a hold of her local officer and have them reassure her some. Yes, sir.
Rika might have some kind of hint regarding a mysterious death in Hinmiza. Ooishi couldn't let her die. It's not like, because it's like, oh no, we don't want you to die, we care about you. It's more like, she clearly has important information, we gotta keep her alive.
We should head back to Himizawa as soon as we get to Gifu Police Department to the Philippines. It's going to be a pretty tight schedule for our business trip.
This'll be a piece of cake. I don't know who was speaking there. Ooishi was either the top one or the bottom one there.
The Skylark, a local police officer, is on the shrine property. He's heading towards R's house. Roger, continue observation. Encountering R, she let the officer inside. R called the Octometer Police Department. She requested protection on her own. Did she tell him about us? She told him that she got an anonymous call. I'm sure that's made up. The Octometer Police Department is sending a few more officers to her location. What? Doesn't she trust the mountain dogs? This is trouble. It's going to prove more difficult to continue the mission. Is it possible that she somehow found out? Well, we're probably safe. Just tell the team to be aware of the officers. We don't want them to become suspicious of us. Roger. HQ to all units. There are police officers around for the shrine. Please be mindful of them. We may have to postpone tonight's mission. I'll call her, but I'll sure the Major will order her go anyway. Everything's already set up for her to be discovered dead tomorrow morning so we can move on to the next stage. But we don't want the police to suspect us. If they start suspecting you, just leave quietly. Suspicious. Well, we know. We know that they're up to, something, and it's kind of obvious what that something is. It's just a question of why. Wish you'd called the officers pretty quickly. The officer who was in the area arrived within 10 minutes after I spoke with him. He asked me what kind of phone call I received today. I decided to make up a whole story. It'll be over if they check my call history, but I'm sure Ooishi won't bother doing anything like that. I think you'd underestimate him a little there. That's something he might do. Think some worth protecting because they have information about the incidents in Imizawa. I mean, I guess there's that, so even if it was, nothing, serious or anything, he'd probably just be like, well, still gotta, keep her trust. Policeman is one of the villagers, so I know him very well. More officers are coming here from the October department. The officer told me to relax because he'd stay with me until then. Wish he must have thought I was frightened half to death after getting a threatening phone call. After about 30 minutes, 4 officers in plain clothes arrived at the shrine. The local officer returned to his police box. We've heard the whole story. We'll guard the shrine, so please call us if something happens. Detective Ooishi will be here this evening. I was relieved to learn that Ooishi would be coming here. Thank you very much. At least one person will be downstairs. I'm sorry, but is it okay if we use your restroom? Also, will you give us one of your spare keys just in case? Sure, you can use the restroom too. My house is on the second floor of a storage building. The first floor contains emergency supplies for the village. I'm happy to know that at least one police officer will be there for me. The officers confirmed their positions on the map of the shrine. 1 will be in the storage building and 2 more will walk around the shrine property. Also, 1 more officer will be standing in front of the stairs that lead to the shrine. Mr. Wells Ooishi is certainly reliable. In my other lives, Ooishi tends to look at me as his enemy. However, in this world, he thinks I'm on his side. I'm sure it's because we all became friendly with him around the time we saved Sudoku. And I guess you could look at it that way. I mean, and also she is technically on his side. She wants to get to the bottom of this as much as Ooishi does, if not even more so, because getting to the bottom of it is, half the battle of, preventing her own death. It was unfortunate at the time, but perhaps the return of Sudoku's uncle was a necessary event. Bokunogi was right about Irie. You wouldn't be able to come near me with 20 mountain dogs and 4 police officers protecting me. If Bokunogi is the bad guy, they'd be discouraged from acting by the presence of the police. Not too different from giving garlic to a vampire. This is the best protection I've had in 100 years. Even so, am I still going to be killed tonight? I need to do whatever I can. I should struggle as hard as possible. I won't give up. I won't even think about my next life. This is what enjoying life is all about. This is what living seriously is all about. And I need a drink. It's like, before recording here, I recorded 3 parts for one of the October LPs, and it's just like, Honey, are you there? I'm here. What do you think about all this? I have to admit I've never seen anything like this before. Is it still wrong for me to expect something different this time? I'm not going to hope for anything. I'll just have to accept whatever the result is. I knew still acting like a bystander. I knew she was going to say something like that, but part of me was hoping she would say something more positive. On hearing her say what she did, I felt a little disappointed and wondered why Handy refused to be anything but an onlooker. I always thought it was normal for her to be that way, because she's a special existence. Also convinced myself I had to be an onlooker too, since I was a similar being.
However, I can't just let go of everything and become a bystander. I can't become like her. I can't stop hoping for a better life for Rika. That hope was betrayed so many times, and my heart was crushed countless more. That's why I stopped expecting anything to turn out the way I wanted. So, is Hanyu the same way? Are you also afraid of being hurt? I've only lived for 100 years, but I know how frightening it is to have high expectations. Hanyu should also be aware of that, since she's lived far longer than me. I always thought that Hanyu was a special existence. But except for the fact that she's invisible, everything about us is the same. She has the same thoughts and feelings as everyone else, yet I still saw her as a special existence. That's why I just assumed that her mind worked in a different way. I've been living for longer than you. I know that there are more sad things than happy things in this world, that your hopes will always be betrayed. That's why I don't want to be hurt anymore. So you're not expecting anything from this world either. I still have hope that this world might be different. But do you think I'll just be killed again? Oh, that's not what I'm thinking. And you looked uncomfortable. She had no doubt that I'd be killed again that night. That's what it means to not have hope. But she just can't own up to it because she doesn't want to hurt my feelings. You're the same as Satoko. You're waiting for some stroke of luck or some miracle to come and help you. You're afraid of fighting. You think that being patient is the same as being strong. That's how I was until just a little while ago. Using Keiichi's exact words there with the whole being patient is not the same as being strong. Hanyu looked down and bit her lip. She couldn't deny what I said. I know that you've heard it over and over. Miracles will not happen unless everyone works together. That means you have to believe too. A miracle will never happen unless everyone believes in it. What I just said, son, is always blaming her for the miracle not happening. Maybe I was too harsh to her. I stayed quiet, and Hanyu continued to look at the floor shaking. Then she looked up at me and spoke. I noticed sadness, but also a little bit of anger in her eyes. I can't even touch people or talk to them. You think I'm just like everyone else, even though all I can do is watch? Do you understand how it feels not to be involved in anything? There was a slight severity in the tail end of Hanyu's speech. Except for me, she can't communicate with anyone in this world. She hates to be reminded of that. Sorry, let's stop this. I don't want to have to fight with you. I don't want to spend the rest of the time I'm alive in an argument. I don't want to argue with you either. Let me just say one thing. You're my friends. I don't want my friend to tell me not to expect too much out of my life. I'll apologize for that, but you should try respecting my opinions too. She can be very stubborn sometimes. I guess they both got that going for them. Hanyu seems weak on the outside, but she actually has a very strong moral code, one that she wouldn't bend for anything. She apologized to me, but she wasn't being honest. She still wasn't expecting anything good to come from this world. She still thinks that I'm going to die pitifully. That's why she refuses to believe in miracles. I've been living with her long enough to read her mind. I feel bad for her in a sense. She's been living too long and lost all of her hope. Hanyu told me to call her if anything else happened and soon disappeared. I'm sure she's still around. She's probably still watching me as if she's watching a TV show. Time of my death is slowly approaching. Will I be able to survive this time? It's been a long time since I faced this fear without drinking wine. It's like, oh fuck, do I have to go through this sober? I mean, that makes sense how she never remembers how she died, though. Because she'd be blackout drunk the whole time. I was left with nothing else to do after washing the dishes and cleaning the room. The mountain dogs and police were protecting me. Just in case, I figured I should leave something behind for Sadako. Should I write down some recipes for her in the notebook? Will she be happy if I leave a will for her? I laughed at my own foolishness. No one would be happy to read a will. If I die, they'll be devastated and wonder why I didn't talk to them. That's exactly how I felt when Sadako didn't ask for any help when her uncle was abusing her. I wonder, will I be killed before Sadako even comes home? My memories of these days are never very clear. The day I die is always vague in my recollections. It's fine if I'm murdered before Stoker gets home, but if I'm murdered after, then would they kill her along with me? I don't want that to happen. It's bad enough already that I end up killed. If Stoker is murdered along with me each time, that would be too much to bear. Just how much have I ignored other people's sadness with that rash idea that the world ends when I die? Thinking about that made me feel truly ashamed of myself. I turned on the TV to try and reduce the silence, but it didn't help at all. Worse, not only did the TV not help with my fears, it felt like it symbolized Hanyu and my allies, making me feel even more unpleasant. It was past lunchtime, nearly 3 p.m. School should be out soon. I'm not there today, so they probably won't do a club activity. Stoker should be home shortly. Seems I'm going to survive until she gets home after all. She comes home and asks me what's troubling me. I might end up telling her the truth. If I talk to someone, that person will be deemed away by the mountain dogs. That's why I've never spoken to anyone about it. I didn't want my friends to get into danger. But Stoker was also murdered likewise in every world because she was involved with me. Then we're doomed to share the same fate. It's better to know the truth than to be killed without knowing what's going on. But I'm under very strict security right now. I might be able to survive in this world. If that's the case, I shouldn't talk to Stoker about it. It won't be so easy to talk to my friends after all. Moments later, I hear the surprised yell of Stoker's coming from downstairs. She'd returned. It sounded like she was scared to see a stranger in our home. I'd have to tell her that the police were here. That would be tantamount to telling her that someone is out to kill me. I don't know how to explain it to her, or how much I should tell her. However, my thoughts were soon interrupted by the noise of a crowd. Stoker hadn't come home alone. I'm home. Hey, Rika! What's up with that officer downstairs? Why's that guy gone in your house? What the heck did you do? Me-chan, that's not the right question. What happened to you, Rika-chan? There were some strangers on the shrine grounds too. Are they also police officers? This isn't normal, you know. We don't know what's troubling you, but we're all here to cheer you up. Looks like something bad is going on. I couldn't stop laughing upon seeing everyone rush into my house all asking the same questions. It made me feel as though being depressed all day had just been a waste of time. Rika, what on earth is so funny? You need to explain to us what's going on. There's nothing to explain. I'm getting murdered today. What? Everyone already knew that I'd been telling people about how I was going to be killed. But they were surprised to hear it from my own mouth. Hey, Rika-chan. I heard that from you yesterday. You told me that you think someone's trying to kill you. But I thought that was one of your jokes then. Now, though, you're not fooling me anymore. You have to talk to your friends. Yet you spoke with a harsh tone as though I'd made him upset. As my friend, he must think that it's unforgivable that I didn't talk to him about it. He wasn't the only one feeling that way, though. Every single one of them was looking at me with worried expressions on their faces. Rika, everybody here saved me. I want to do something for my friends as well. I'm glad to hear that. Remember what you told me. You told me to have the courage to fight. But just look at you. You're not even fighting yourself. Stoker pointed out something that I've already realized. I had no way to argue back. You told me that he'll put us in danger by talking to us. But all of us are already involved, no matter if you talk to us or not. That's right. We're your friends. If you're in danger, all of us are in danger too. When Stoker was in danger, we all fought for her. Remember? It's the same thing. If your life's in danger, then I think it's time for the Sonosaki family to step in. We're way more reliable than the police. Isn't that right, sis? That's right. You have to talk to us. What kind of trouble are you in? Who the hell is threatening to kill you? Based on how you're acting, I assume you don't even know who it is. If you did know, it wouldn't be as big of a problem. Me? You're all so smart, you know everything even though I haven't talked to you yet. It's not time for jokes, Rika. You must talk to us. What's happened? What's this all about? You don't call the police unless you're really in danger, no? How dare you talk to the police before talking to us? Is the cause something you're uncomfortable talking to us about? Rika would never have any issue that would be uncomfortable to talk about.
Calm down, Sudoku. Rika-chan's the leader of the Free family. She's worshipped as the reincarnation of Ooishi in this village. She might have been in trouble for a long time, even though we didn't know about it. Maybe she just didn't want to talk to us about such trouble because we're all trying to have a fun life here in the village. That's probably what it was, right? So that has something to do with Rika-chan and the village. Must involve those crazy old people who worship Ooishi-sama. So it must have something to do with the curse of Ooishi-sama. I know. I bet it's related to what happened to Tomitake-san and Takano-san.
Why would Tomitake-san's murder case cause Rika-chan's life to be in danger? That's too big a leap.
It's crazy just to think that someone's trying to kill her anyway. Rika-chan's bound by more obligations than we know. She probably couldn't talk about them. I'm right, aren't I? It's not a very fun topic, which is why you couldn't tell your friends, right?
I cannot believe this. Is it really true, Rika? Is it really true that you're involved in Tomitake-san's murder case?
I remained silent, but with my mouth open. Hadn't answered any of the questions, but they continued to ask, and had eventually hit the nail on the head. It was more surprising than anything. Then again, these are, after all, my beloved club mates. I laughed once more. My issues and my secrets are so devastating me, but they stopped sounding like such a big deal when everyone talked about them together. They knew exactly what was going on without me saying a word. In that moment I realized just how powerless I am. I had to tip my hat to them. Everything seems so foolish now, and so I decided to just tell them everything. If you want me to talk, I will. I'm sure you won't believe me. We will. As long as you tell us the truth, we'll never doubt it. Everyone's expressions turned grave as they vowed not to make light of anything I told them. And so, I'm going to tell them everything. I want to see if they really will believe me or not. In that case, I'll tell you. I think I'm being targeted by the same person who killed Tomitake and Takano. Then, are they the true culprit behind the series of mysterious deaths? I don't know about that, but it's possible.
I don't understand. Why would Tomitake-san and Takano-san's murder also want to kill Rika?
Ooishi thinks Takano is the culprit. Oganogi thinks that Irie is the culprit. Either way, it sounds like someone from Tokyo is trying to kill me. I can't tell if it's Takano or Irie, but I do know that to them, I'm like a trump card. In order to explain everything, I need to talk to them about the relationship between Hinamizawa, Tokyo, and the Irie clinic. I don't think they'll believe me. It's such a ridiculous story. But who would ever believe it, if not my friends? You'll all be in danger if I talk to you about this. Are you sure you still want to hear it? Of course. If you're in danger, we're in danger. Everyone nodded at Cage's words. Well then, I'm going to see how everyone reacts. I'm going to ascertain what friendship is all about. With a nod of my own, I opened my mouth and began to explain.